think it's quite fitting that we have this gospel reading this morning on this beautiful feast day of the little flower. Because in the end, what the Lord is inviting, and it can sound a little harsh, but what he's essentially saying is, anyone who's seeking to follow him must get into the space of humble detachment. Whether it's from your family, from the things of this world, right? We have to get to this detachment. And Saint Thérèse gives us a beautiful example of how that is lived out. She invites us to slow down, notice the small things, and to trust that love rightly offered makes a big difference. As she herself once said, Jesus does not demand years of perfection from us. He asks for fidelity today. So let us begin again right now with the simple acts of love that carry us toward holiness. Now, if you've ever felt overwhelmed by the idea of becoming holy, Saint Thérèse, I think, speaks to us today. She didn't grow up dreaming of mystic visions or grand victories. She longed to love Jesus right where life placed her. Right? And we got to remember, think of her. She lived no more than 24 years. By the age of 15, had a heart burning that to live a cloistered life with the Carmelites. I think the one trip outside of Lisieux, her little kind of village, was going to Rome, to the big city, where she had the audacity to beg the Pope. She had an audience with the Pope, and this is what she asked. Pleaded with him to allow her to enter Carmel early. She didn't go anywhere. She's one of the most ironic of patronesses. She's the patron saint of missions. She never left her town. But I think she ended up becoming a missionary, not in life, but post. And so this idea, she longed to love Jesus right where life placed her, in a cloister, yes, but also in the ordinary moments of daily life. Meals, letters, prayers, and the quiet rhythm of a family home, of her convent. See, her little way isn't a retreat from the world, it is a way into the world. Seeing God in the small, steady acts of love. She reminds us plainly, everything is grace. And so when we open our eyes to ordinary gifts, a patient greeting, a helpful word, a quiet prayer for someone in need, we glimpse God at work. Right? I don't know if she was the first to coin this, but I think she was famous for saying it, talking about little things with great love. I think it crystallizes her approach. Little things done with love become heroic in God's eyes. A note left for a friend. A cup of tea or coffee shared with someone lonely. A kind word spoken after a rough day, maybe before a rough day. These aren't nothing. They're the daily stuff of holiness when offered to God. See, in a culture obsessed with big wins, we see this in the church all the time. We're always looking at numbers, big numbers. We want the big numbers. Thérèse's message might sound small or easy, but it's precisely there that love finds its rhythm. If we greet a neighbor with genuine warmth, forgive when it's easier to hold a grudge, or choose patience in the moment, we're walking Thérèse's path together. Where there is love, there is a God. And her path isn't about sweeping miracles. It's about practical fidelity. She teaches that love is proven in the daily choices that reveal our hearts. The Eucharist feeds us to be sent out so that when we leave Mass, we carry Christ with us into the busyness, the chores, the conversations, the conflicts. I find it fascinating. Like, God uses our metabolism to reveal this, right? We forget. How often do we take this as seriously as we do, right? Christ is present in the Eucharist. How long does it take our body to break down, metabolize that which we consume? As soon as we leave, Christ is still physically, fully present within us. We become a living tabernacle. It's no different than that one. We should almost be carrying a candle with us wherever we go. When we encounter people, do we encounter them with that reality? Right? So let's two small questions to carry with us today. What's one ordinary thing you can do today with renewed love for God and neighbor? Is there someone you've shut out with harshness or indifference? What would it look like to move toward them with gentleness and a listening ear? Let's remember Thérèse's assurance. I choose all. In every moment we learn to offer everything to Jesus. See, Thérèse trusted deeply in God's mercy. She didn't pretend pain didn't exist. She carried it with faith, offering it back to the Father. And that stance invites us to the same posture. Bring your fatigue, your mess, your little failures, and hand them over to God who loves you first. The splendor of the soul is to love. And love itself is the quest. Love is repaid by love alone. And so as we remember Saint Thérèse, let's choose the little way again today. Let's welcome each moment as an invitation to love. Let's practice patience, kindness, and forgiveness in the little ordinary interactions. Bring the burdens you carry to God in prayer, trusting in His mercy. May Thérèse's gentle trust kindle in us a fearless kindness, that in our homes, our workplaces, our neighborhoods, our small acts of love would become a bright witness to the presence of Christ.